Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to change a violin string. So this is my daughter's violin, and when you first look at it you wouldn't realise that it has a broken string. You can see that all the strings are still attached, and in fact she can still play on this violin and make a reasonable sound. Okay, so let's take a look at this broken string. Over here you can see that the G string is starting to fray, and if you move your finger along, little pieces of the string will even start to move. So this violin still can be played, the G string still works, but it's a reduced quality of sound and you could cut your finger on that, or worse still, the string could pop off unexpectedly and injure you. Let's go ahead and remove the broken G string. So I'm going to place my fingers on the G string just to hold it in place, and I'm going to take the G string peg and I'm going to be moving it in a clockwise direction. So if we look here, I'm going to move it in a clockwise direction and it's going to loosen the string. So what you'll see happening as you spin the peg, the string is becoming loose. Now at this stage I could pull the string and it would just come out, but I want to keep my hand on the peg just in case it falls out and smashes on the floor. And there we go, the string is out. Moving down towards the tailpiece, and we can now just remove the string from the fine tuner. And there we have it, we have removed the broken G string. Now that we've removed the broken string, we need to choose a new string to replace it with. Now there are literally hundreds of different brands of strings that you can use. For my students, I use and recommend Dominant. And the reason for this is because it's a very forgiving string with a very warm tone. So even if you don't have a really high quality violin, you can still get a quality of sound that you're going to be proud of. So let's take the string out, and there's a couple of things we want to look for. First of all, we want to make sure that we have the right string. So we are trying to replace a G string, so we can see on the packet it says violin G. And well, violin, we want a violin string and we want a G string. The second thing to look out for is that it's the right size, and this is really important. So my daughter's violin is a full size, so I want a full size string. If you're replacing a string on a quarter violin, you're going to want to get a quarter size string, and it will say quarter or half or eighth or 3/4 on the packet there. This is a full size string, so it doesn't give you any fraction there. Let's remove the string from its packet, and what we see is that it doesn't have any bends or kinks in it. And we want to keep it like that because the more it's bent, the harder it's going to be to put into the peg. Okay, so now that we've removed the string from the packet, we want to take the ball here and we're going to put it into its place on the tailpiece. And you'll see if you give it a tug, it's fixed really nice and strong there. We move the string down and you'll see there's probably going to be a little groove where the G string that you had before fit, and now you just want to pop it into the groove there and bring it down towards the scroll. Okay, so far so good. Now comes the tricky part. I'm just going to take the peg out, and what you can hopefully see there is that there's a hole in the top of the peg. There we go. So that hole is where the string is going to sit. So I'm going to pop my peg back, and I want the hole to face upwards towards me. So you might be able to see that in there, the hole is facing towards us. I'm going to get the end of my G string and I'm going to insert it into the hole. So I'll just move that out just a little and in it goes. So I've pushed it through and I can feel that it's touching the wood at the back. Oops. In there. And now comes the part where we just need to twist in an anti-clockwise direction. So remember when we removed the string, we twisted in a clockwise direction. So it makes sense that to put the string in, we're going to be twisting in an anti-clockwise direction. So I'm going to do that, and as I go, I'm just going to make sure that the string is staying in its place. Before you tighten too much, make sure that it has not moved out of the groove and that it looks nice here. You'll notice here there's also a little groove, and you want the string to sit in that groove as well. So once we get pretty tight, I'm going to push and turn in the anti-clockwise direction to finish it off. And there we go. So now we have successfully removed the broken G string and replaced it with a brand new G string. You'll notice that the violin is not in tune. The G string is completely out, and we're going to need to tune that. Also note that for the next few days to a week, you'll need to tune your violin more than you usually would until the string gets used to being that tight. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and see you next time.